Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Britballin. I am your host, front in my face tonight, joined by Mike McGugan, joined by my lovely angel of the north, just Wilkin tonight. No, Adam, just
Yeah,
Wilkin, just trying to set the scene. How are you
yeah,
doing, Wilkin?
I'm rough, mate. Like, I feel like shit.
If it helps, you also look like shit.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Fuck, honestly, I'm dying.
So my back's already hurting from carrying the show tonight. No stash on tonight as well, so you must be really rough.
Mate, I'm dying. Like, I've got the worst headache ever.
Oi, James. It's good to see you join us. Don't worry, I like talking. I talk a lot. Don't worry, we'll bring you in as and when we need.
Yeah,
But I'll
just
let you open the show. Get it all out. Obviously, I weren't here last week.
yeah. Well, you weren't here last week. You dodged coming on because you lost a bet, didn't you? Let's be honest.
That's all. Thanks for watching as always. I didn't dodge a bet, so I did kind of dodge a bet, but I didn't dodge the bet. I face up to my fears. I've been in constant communication with crew railroaders. I'm owning up to it. I lost the bet. Fuck you. Whatever shit Northeast team lost to the other shit Northeast team. It was DC, Darlington. Stop
you,
cool.
you
Get one
you
team.
had Darlington and I had Gateshead in that bet,
Yeah.
and you lost, mate, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was my guy who came on the show called? Darren?
What?
What's the head coach called?
Yeah, Darren. Yeah, he'll be watching now, no doubt.
Yeah. What happened? I backed him because of what happened.
Darren Isabel.
That's all I've got to say about it.
I'm waiting for the message now.
Every single Darlow Steam player, you've let me down. I backed you. Your head coach talked you up. You put in a good result the week before, and you got beat by Gateshead. I'm all right. I like Gateshead. Fair enough. Nice kit. Better team won on the day, I suppose. I have to talk to the crew railroaders now to make sure I'm not taking the piss. We're not taking the piss. It's a legit bet. When I go to play for you guys, I'm going to bring my all. So anyone watching who think it's a bit of a piss take, the whole point of this was because we felt crew had got the short straw. So we wanted to go and join them in battle. We respect that they're playing every single game, and we know that we'll play every single game. That's pretty fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said, look, as pretty as ever, but then again, David does have glasses, so he is obviously not talking about you.
He's definitely talking about me. He runs our under 12 flag team, mate. So yeah.
Oh right, so he wants. I get what he's trying to.
Yeah, he's kissing up, mate. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, fair enough. Well played.
Oh, mate.
I'm just curious as to why you're so tired. Why you're so knackered? Are we going to go into that? Or we're not going to go into that?
We're not. You know fine well I can't talk about that, so we're not going into that because if my boss is watching, then I'll get wrong. So yeah.
It looks like let's just say you had a heavy night, eh?
Yeah, I had a heavy night. That's what it is. That's all it is. I had a very heavy night. If my boss is watching, I just got pissed. That's all it was.
That's it. What else?
Yeah.
So good show tonight.
I did definitely not headbutt someone's kneecap.
No. That'd be naive of you to do when you've been told not to do that by your employer.
Yeah.
That'd be naive. You definitely let's just say he's definitely hungover, and I can't share any clips or anything of what happened yesterday.
Nah, he's my junior player. You just shut up, James. You shut up. You shut up. What? No, James. No. There's no film. There's nothing. Are any of your under 16s teams 6'4"? No, they're not. We don't have anyone that's 6'4". We have a guy that's 6'5". If that's what you're talking about.
He says anyone under that because they're all monsters by the looks of things.
Under 6'4". Yeah, I mean we've got a running back that is like 5 foot nothing, but he bench presses like 200. So yeah.
Heads down, eyes closed, can't lose. That's it. Full head. That's it. Grant, you should be watching this. I seen you with the dark side the other day.
Yeah, fuck you.
I actually watched that show because Grant was on it, so big props to Grant. I always love to have him on. You're welcome anytime, Grant, when you guys have played, so you can come and talk Caesar's ball. So a bit of a recap from me. It was good. I went and played Nottingham Caesars and met Grant last week. It was really good in the pissing down rain, which was really good fun. So they put up a good fight. It was a good game, and then managed to go and play one of my favourite teams ever and meet a good friend of ours and played Leicester yesterday. It was really good in a controlled scrimmage.
How did that go?
It was a controlled scrimmage. That is pretty much a game. Yeah, I think it's fair to say we hammered them. We'll go into that later on. Yeah, they're a decent enough team. Good fellas. Never ever been to Moncton. Never seen him at Moncton.
Nah, never. See, there we go, Sean. Thank you. Sean, he really helped me out yesterday.
What did he help you out with? Did he get you a couple of beers? Oh,
yeah.
You can always rely on Sean for that.
You're really trying to stitch me up because I'm checking my phone and checking everywhere to see if I can see who's viewing. But then I remember it gets saved, and then I'm like, oh shit, we're there.
The sheep. Sean the sheep. Is that what we call him? Is it the sheep? Yeah, Sean the sheep.
No, it's not. That's not the sheep. No.
What was it? What do we call him?
Wasn't that one? Sheep. It wasn't, man.
It was. Can't remember what it was. Anyway, top tracker. Right. Let's move on. Shall we crack into the games?
Yeah, if you want. I've got the most Britball story ever that happened yesterday, by the way, if you want to hear that first.
Yeah, give us the most Britball story ever. The floor is yours.
Obviously, not every team gets the privilege of having referees. Yeah, there's shortage of BAFRA officials. So yesterday we had some great officials, like some coaches from around the northeast come and do our game. Yeah, there's one in the chat showing his eyes there. Yeah, well, you'll get a mention in a second, Connor, so don't you worry. Well, everything was fine. Great calls were made. I must say, Rooney, Coach Rooney from Durham, he was head ref of the game. Fantastic job. Had Kev O'Regan doing a fantastic job from Newcastle Raiders. And then we had the likes of Connor Joyce, who's also coaching at the Raiders, and a few other guys that decided at half-time it was better to go to Greg's in a little 15-minute window than to stick around.
I've never heard a more Geordie ref story in my life.
So, going to Greg's,
pasties.
It's a 2-minute drive down the road. Got there. We already lined up to go back out on the pitch, and we see our referees, well, some of them, I must say there was some refs that were still there, the likes of Rooney and things, decide to come running across the field with their coffee or whatever it was in hand in there. The food from Greg. So that was probably the most Britball thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've sent the video of something that I can't show everyone to Gav Collins, and I'm already getting the piss taken out of us for what he was straight at the messenger.
For what level? That was for Prem, not Prem, no, for adult contact. Yeah. Still went to Greg's. I mean, Greg's is Greg's, isn't it? So, health. Oh yeah, is that like a Geordie way to say health? Do you want to get off your phone before I stab your head in?
Who?
You.
I'm not on my phone.
Yeah. I had enough to understand you at the best of times. Never mind when you.
I'm sorry. Cuss. I was replying.
Never mind when you can cuss and Geordie. Sorry,
I'm trying to fucking read the message, man. I'm in a daze. Well,
right. Let's get through the games. Good story.
How you made a banner? How you made a banner with them coming?
Of course, I made a banner. Yeah. Well, if you've still got time, tag a mate who you think should be our Britballin Bold. We really thank you everyone for who's tagged people this week and give us some stats. I've reached out to a couple of coaches from every game as well, hopefully. So, hopefully, we should be able to get more and more of these coming in. And we thought we had a Jaffer of one, but we've still not quite decided yet.
I'll tell you what, though. Connor said he's taking bookings for all interested. Did a cracking job, and he also did our youth tournament on the Saturday, which was I'm over the moon because without guys that are stepping up when BAFRA don't supply officials, there wouldn't have been a game. So thanks very much, honestly. But it was funny, the Greg's thing.
Right, here we go. Before we go into the fixtures, though, me and you have both got Honesty Hour.
Honest, yes.
Full
Honesty hour.
attention. So I've got 2 honesty hours. So honesty hour is a new segment for when me and Adam fuck up. Basically, we say a lot of things on the show. Yes, believe it or not, whilst we think we are, we're not always right. Okay, we understand. We're not always right. Yeah,
It's true.
We get it. I tend to think. No, sorry, that's my problem. I don't tend to think. I tend to speak before I think. And I've made some mistakes in my life. I'm an honest guy. I can own up to them. We had a discussion before the show. You also had one. We
I've got 2. I've got 2.
Well, that's it. We're even. So we've dropped the bollock on a couple of occasions. 2 bollocks, as it were. A set of bollocks, if you will.
A set of bollocks.
If you will. I don't know if you will. I would. So yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
No, I'll go last. I'll say mine last. Okay. You can.
So we'll do alternate. So I'll go 1. You go 1.
Yeah. Okay.
So my first one is for a guy called Alfred. I'm not even going to pretend to say his surname, Benzengo, called Shark. So when we did our Prem, kind of north v south, I may have said he was a little bit ill-disciplined. He didn't have his standard position. Like, prove it to us. Well, he shut me up. He's proved it. This season for the Titans, he's got so many sacks, so many game-changing plays, become a lot more consistent. So for that, I hold my hands up. I put respect back on his name. He shut me up. We do the show. I call out anybody, even my own teammates. So yeah, Shark, my apology. You balled out this year and shut me right up and proved me wrong. There you go. Thank you, guys. There's a lot for me to admit I'm wrong, but I spend enough time with my girlfriend to find out that I'm wrong quite often.
Well, my first one is a guy called Luke Carroll. A few weeks ago, Gateshead played the Vikings, and I rinsed Luke for his feeble attempt of a tackle. And I give him a pretty big rinse. And to be fair, he was one of my junior players, so I knew he could play better. And he's definitely shut me up. Like this week alone, I think he had I think it must have been over 100 yards in kickoffs anyways, like kick returns or whatever it was over the kickoff that he had, or 60-odd yards or whatever it was. And then he had 2 picks on the day, number of tackles. Like, he definitely shut me up. And because I was standing on the sideline, watching the game, I got a lot of shit. Like, he kept coming up to us and just looking and going, how many more for a bucket hat? How many more for a bucket hat? And I set my target at 3 and he didn't get it, so he's not getting a fucking bucket hat. But I hold my hands up and say he's done a lot better now, so fair play to him.
Yeah. And then, obviously, this is the bucket hat, so I just thought I'd put it on whilst we're talking about it. I've got the bucket hat.
It's a nice hat.
You've not even got a bucket hat yet.
No, I haven't.
My second honesty hour is, again, unfortunately, back to the Titans. I got a good bit of grief for this at the time, but I'll hold my hands up. Adam Bamba Fresh. I said he was inconsistent. Said he might drop a few balls and maybe he's not to the standard people were saying in the chat. I think yesterday he went for about 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, caught everything in sight, grown. Keep people say he's in a rut, but he's not in a rut. He's an absolute fucking baller. I hold my hands up. It was an oversight at the time. I thought with my head, I didn't really think that was my problem. Taking it all in, hands up, I was wrong. He's an absolute baller, and he's probably been our best receiver this year. So, you know what? I was wrong.
Fair play.
I say it with my chest, not on my breast.
Well, my last one is I said some pretty mean things the other week about what I thought of the South Wales Warriors after what they've done to one of the Blitz quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And after having some reflection and things, I still think you're a bunch of cunts. So that's my honesty hour. So,
and then I've got one to finish. I'd like to say to everyone, I'm sorry for absolutely nothing. I'll do it again.
So that's my honesty hour anyway. So there we go.
So in summary, Mike's a twat, Adam's a twat, but also South Wales Warriors are also twats. Thank you very much for coming. This was this week's edition of Honesty Hour. If we've been wrong before, tag us in the comments and we will apologise.
We're going to get so many tags.
Also, we might not apologise, but we'll do absolutely nothing and you'll say nothing. Okay, that's it. Sorry for the bad accent as well. Let's get into the games. So, week 1, week 2 in Scotland, seeing some interesting fixtures. So, a more of a fuller slate, let's say, of fixtures this week. East Kilbride Pirates absolutely handed it to the Inverclyde Goliaths. Nothing out of the ordinary, I would expect there. EKP seemed to be the EKP of old and seemed to be growing. So I think what they ended up 43-6. But we'll go into that in a little bit more detail. And you'll understand why later on. And Scotland football as a whole later on with our special guest who's joining us at 8:30. Dumfries Hunters beat the Clyde Valley Blackhawks 14-2. It's hard not to laugh at this one. It's hard not to laugh at this one. For anyone who doesn't know, obviously, if you know, you know. But there's a show similar to ours, let's say, and they both play for one plays for the Clyde Valley Blackhawks and one coaches. And they had the show and they predicted they got somebody else on to say that they would win the game pretty convincingly. So to see them lose.
Did you watch that, by the way? Because I didn't even...
I watched it because Grant was on it. So I wanted to see Grant.
I didn't even know Grant was on. I'm banned from the page, mate. Sorry, Grant.
So I did watch it on the way to do it. I like to see what's going on.
I don't even know that. I didn't even know they're still doing it. Like, I watched one a couple of weeks ago on YouTube because it came up that they were live, but I don't get notifications of it. No, I just watched it because I seen Grant was on it, so I thought he watches that, so give him the due. But yeah, tough loss. Shame. Highland Stags 12, Dunfermline Kings 15. The great Don Edmondson comes back. They come from the ashes, Dunfermline. They got trounced last week. What was it, 30-odd nil or something like that? I can't remember the score. It was fairly convincing 2 weeks ago. And then this week, turn the table. In Don we trust. Yeah, well, we picked it the other way around the first time.
Yeah.
So we picked the Kings to win. Yeah, and then this week we picked the Stags to win. And the fucking Kings win. Like, bollocks. Sorry.
Enough said. But good to see football back in Scotland, and I'm glad for all the guys up there getting to play ball again. Whether you do a rival show or not, it's good to see everyone balling out and having a good time. So, Gateshead 44, DC Presidents 0. You might know something about that game. You was at it.
Can't remember a fucking thing. It was a good game, to be honest. Gateshead, they got a rep in a lot of guys, to be fair. But fucking DC have still got some really good players. Like 99 for DC is just a freak. Like, I found out yesterday that he used to be a professional basketball player. Yeah. And like, when I say professional basketball player, I'm not talking like your typical skinny, tall guy. Like, I'm talking, this is like a big fucking Shaq guy. Like, he is massive. Like, and he can run. Like, he's just got an engine. And he's a freak. But it was one of them where it was a decent game, to be fair. It was good to watch.
Yeah.
It was a good game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, what was the
Look at that fucking comment.
I'm dead.
Right, that's nasty.
It's very funny, but not. Anyway,
we're nice.
It's Britball.
Anything promoting Britball, we're about.
So apparently number 44 killed him. Apparently for legal reasons, I can't show any clips of this 44.
No, didn't. Number 44 didn't kill him.
Who was number 44 for Gateshead? That was a good player.
I don't know. I'll have to have a look.
I'll have a look at the game. We'll get the roster. So anything else standing out from the game? I'm assuming it was Gateshead running heavy and then popping one over the top every so often.
Yeah, I mean, the usual Gateshead football. You run the ball, and then when everyone comes into the box, just throw it over the top.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know why Gateshead didn't pass it more. I mean, it was wet. It was a very, very wet day, and they could have probably passed it a bit more because the receivers were getting open quite a lot because they were just closing in, expect and run, which every team does when they play Gateshead. But I think Gateshead this season so far have scored more points passing the ball than they have actually.
I mean, like I said, I trained with you guys them once when I was up there taking Evan to see you, and yeah, I believe their passing game was as good, if not better, than their run game. So
to be fair, they didn't have Cam this week. The Cam wasn't playing this week for Gateshead, and he's by far the best player on the team.
I think number 44 has been tagged in for our player at Britballin's Ball of the Week. So if we can identify him, this cap will go up to them today. I'll wrap it up on the show and send it up. If we can just find out who number 44 was for Gateshead, apparently he did a mint cut block and was a stellar performance all day. So if we can find that out, a hat will go to him today live on the show.
It was not.
I don't know who it was. So
I love how everyone is just trying to get someone bollocked, right? When Jobs and Render it's steak. Like, yeah, Alan Smimskin. Yeah, that was fucking bunch of dickheads. Literally said, like, don't mention shit. Like,
right. Let's get into the game of the week. I'll get you off the hot seat. Let's get into I would say, again, the game of the week. Chester v Merseyside. This
I love Chester.
Pay-per-view. This shit's pay-per-view.
I love Chester. Honestly, they're doing class.
I was so surprised. It's been such a roller coaster because obviously what happened against Holton, and no disrespect to Holton, we've seen what's happened since. So I didn't have high hopes for him. I'll be honest with you. After that, apparently, I'll go through it. The tale of the tape is as of this. Apparently, Merseyside's QB was injured early in the third, and then the second string QB was also injured in the third. So 2 injuries to 2 QBs, and the wide receiver Alex Eager stepped in. Apparently, number 3, which is their American receiver, got ejected for 2 unsportsmanlike conducts. Chester obviously think they should have won it. Their offense and defense, whilst being young, just had a little bit of talent. They think Merseyside won. Just kind of run over it, just through experience and that kind of thing. And on the flip side, let me just pull it up. I've been doing my homework and trying to reach out to people.
Oh, you're lucky you're doing your homework. Everyone fucking bollocked me the other week.
So apparently, both teams agree reffing might have been a bit of an issue in the game, and there was some questionable field markings, let's say. And when I say questionable field markings, they said it was an 80-yard pitch, which in Manchester to me is just a completely normal pitch, absolutely perfectly acceptable pitch at 80 yards. I don't understand what the problem could be. First string QB injured in the first, second string QB injured in the second. I do apologise. Thanks for the fact check. So apparently Craig Owen was a big standout player. For running back, did everything but score by all accounts. Offensive line, as we know, for Merseyside's their strength, but the defense really stepped up, probably stopping Chester. First and goal on the 5, and they're stuffing them for the next 2 drives for no scores. Relatively close game, very competitive. And I've seen the film from the first game. I think Chester, if could have completed more catches, probably would have been a lot closer in the first game. So I'd be interested to see the tape from this one just to see how close that was. But it finished 34-41. I think Chester went up in the 4th as well. So it was fairly close through to the end. So another really good game from, again, a Div 1 team against a Prem team. We're not talking about 2 Prem teams here.
No, I mean, Chester have put some results away. Like, do you know what I mean? I know that they haven't been winning many, but I'm sure they play Titans next as well, if I remember rightly.
I think Titans. I'll have to check. I know Titans have got Wolverines, but then they play Titans back-to-back weeks, so that'll be interesting.
Right. Yeah, that'll be. That's when we'll know more about them. But it's if people are complaining about refs and then they're complaining about the pitch, and maybe they should just look at team-wise. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm from looking at what we've seen. It doesn't matter if your first string quarterback gets injured, your second string. Because we said the same thing with Vikings when they had a scrimmage with Titans and they still carried on. And we didn't put them higher because of what was happening with the quarterback situation. So
I still really, when you look at it, it's a playoff Prem team playing a Div 1 team like that. That for me, there's no result that's a good result for Merseyside there in either of the games. It's a loss on both games for Merseyside because
I said this last time they played. Like it's not a good result for Merseyside, and today again or yesterday, it's not a good result either.
Yeah,
like they had a chance to go and make a statement. It hasn't happened. I've already spoke about Luke. You missed it.
You have to rewind. We did apologise. We had honesty hour, so feel free to go back and Grant, ever the informative chap. Pretty sure British American Football Referees Association, BAFRA, the Zebras, changed the rules to 80 yards now being acceptable as minimum requirements. News to me, but very good news to me. There'll be no more complaining about 80-yard pitches because the good 80-yard pitches are absolutely fine.
I still don't know how BAFRA get to set the rules. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, surely it should be whoever's in charge of the league. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? They're just there to facilitate at the end of the day. Like,
I don't know.
Simple as that.
Who knew? But yeah, another very, very good game. Probably my game of the week from the previous week. So, but again, tough one for Merseyside. I can't get. It's not impressive for Merseyside, is it? There's nothing good.
It's not. But I'm looking forward to see if Chester score on you guys when you play.
Just absolutely gone off, mate. Muted.
You're
not muted, but your sound's just gone. Wait, it's the best I've heard you for a while.
Can you hear us now enough?
I mean, it's not a Monday night show about a technical issue for Adam.
What the hell is going on?
He's absolutely dumbfounded. Don't have a Danny fucking LaRue. What's going on? Does it? He's gone. Right, on to the next one. So I'll come back to that. So Yorkshire Rams take on the Nottingham Raiders. Yorkshire Rams, the yo-yo, probably Yorkshire Rams looking probably Div 1, always looking to get back into the Prem, taking on Div 2 associate kind of Nottingham Raiders. Put a thumping on them, 47-0. Oh, apparently people could hear you, but maybe I just couldn't hear you. Hello?
I checked everything and I was all fine.
Oh, was you?
Yeah, I think it's just you. I thought I was doing something wrong. Like, maybe I can hear an echo through you now, though. I think it's your headphones on.
Yeah, I've just turned my headphones off.
But now I've got an echo.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Adam. It's fair to say, it's a safe assumption to say you've messed up in the technical side of things, isn't it? It's a mistake. Thanks, guys. You can hear us both okay. Maybe I just couldn't hear Adam for some reason.
Can you hear me now?
You take away. I mean, feel free. Anyone else? We'll just wait to make sure. Just double check. We'll do a sound check to make sure.
Testing.
Sounds fine for everyone. Okay, thanks very much.
I've literally just done that on the sound check as well, by the way.
Have you tested your headphones now? Yeah. Have you tested your headphones on this?
The song. Have you seen the song now? I was raving away.
We're now doing a sound check. We stream hard. Nobody else knows what we're talking about right now. Right, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I just moved on anyway to, unless you had anything else to say on the Merseyside game.
Nah. We've spoken about them enough.
Yeah, it's enough. Thanks. It's fair. I thought like a reject from Oasis.
He's on about me.
Those accents can sound... I don't think mine's that bad. Just sound like a reject from Oasis. It's fine. Apparently there's a rules committee. Well, that's a fun party I'd love to go to.
Yeah.
Bet there's some good prawn sandwiches at that meeting.
I bet they've got 12 different types of cheese at that meeting.
I know, yeah. Port as well. Yeah. All right, yeah, another northern joke. Yeah, well, so's your beard. Yeah.
I love his beard, though.
I know, that is glorious, actually. I can't say. So Yorkshire Rams beat the Nottingham Raiders. No surprises, really, is there? Fairly decent result. I did get the lowdown from someone, though. Lowdown coming in.
No.
This is me being organised as such. So apparently, Okay.
Do we have subtitles?
Subtitle that.
Do do we actually have subtitles?
I don't think so. If you watch it back on Facebook on Quiet, it does like auto caption them.
Oh, play Eminem.
Yeah, do that wet pie Babby's head thing.
What?
That's a proper. What that Babby's head thing you say?
What the fuck are you on about?
What do you say? It's like a what is it? A pudding. What do you call it?
A pudding?
Oh, right, don't matter. Right, don't hey, rewind. Let's just forget. It might be someone else.
Sean, can you edit this bit?
Yeah, cheers, cheers, sheep. Right, yeah, no worries. So apparently, Yorkshire turned up with 45 players against 22. Started off very quickly, went up 35-0 without any stress.
No.
And then gave the 4th and 5 string QBs the second half. 1 quarter each, a few rotated, but heavy as well. So a lot of rotations. Game was never close. Could have been 70+0. Whew. And apparently they never even got a first down. But hold up a minute.
Oh, you're a fucking dick.
You couldn't have been any better. So listen, the fans asked for this.
Did they really?
I promise you, I can show you evidence. So I was asked, why is this not happening anymore? What happened to the one, the only Tubes? Britballin Tubes is back.
Oh, yeah.
Christ almighty.
This is Britballin Tubes. For anyone who doesn't know, it was an early part of our show where Britballin Tubes comes on. He hasn't got a name. He isn't actually a person. He doesn't really speak. He says hiya. He gets one question and one question only. So either me or Adam. And then he just goes. Usually awkward, usually uncomfortable. I love it. Adam hates it. But
I'm
anyway,
not well enough for this, man. I feel
he's
like
back.
shit.
I feel like I know where the question's going. I feel like we know what the question's about. However, Britballin Tubes, you've got one question and one question only.
So my question was actually for Mike, just so that Adam can turn his brain off for a couple of minutes.
Okay. Yep. Thank you very much.
So, what's the best football scene in TV or film? Like not like best scene in a football film. What's the actual best football scene?
So you mean technically quality good football?
Yeah.
That is a very good question. I'm going to have to go probably with the longest yard when Adam Sandler, they run like that shit reverse and then the old fella goes in and like takes that because it's really shit, but I like it because it's the old fella and you could see it working. But yeah, the whole thing's unrealistic. You know, they took some guys off the street against former NFL quality players and competed. So yeah, but yeah, thanks for that.
So,
Tubes.
know about that.
Yep.
Speak to you soon.
Cheers, thank you very much. Bye-bye. That's it, and he's gone. Never to be seen again until next week. Britballin Tubes is back. Adam fucking hates it, but I love it. I think he's the best thing ever. Especially when we've got guests,
love it.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's when we get guests on and he comes on and he's just like, what's your favourite fucking sandwich or something? And I'm just like,
that's
what the fuck is going on with this?
I don't even know how to answer that question. There's no prepping for it. Oh, big love coming in for Britballin Tubes. Miss that guy.
It's 100% Adam Cowley that's asked for it, isn't it?
Hook and ladder from Varsity Blues.
I just like.
Yeah, get in the comments below. What's your favourite? If you could answer that shower shack question, what's your favourite? Favourite one? Oh yeah, my favourite scene. What's your favourite scene from a football film?
Probably my favourite scene is The Blind Side, where he takes him and throws him over the wall. Says, "I was just taking him home." I love that.
Yeah, I love the mum the whole way through The Blind Side. So incredibly fit as well. But my favourite scene is when Ryan Gosling keeps getting beat.
Oh, yes.
And Turk comes on and just like locks him down. And again, it's probably second to left side, strong side.
Yeah,
side,
I love that.
That gets the tingles. That feels right there. That's the best football film.
Remember the Titans. Do you think that's the best one?
That's for me. That's my favourite one. Yeah. Remember the Titans, my favourite one. I like Al Pacino's speech as well. Love that.
You know what my favourite football film is, right? It's going to sound really weird, but it's what got me into football, and it was The Little Giants. If you've never seen The Little Giant, class film.
Oh,
Class film.
That's how I go on the watch.
Good for the kids to watch.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm getting through them all now. Everyone's into American football. I'm through all the films. We watched The Longest Yard the other night.
Yeah, you got the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there's loads of them. So tag us, give us some comments. What's your favourite football film or your favourite moment? Right. Anyway, Yorkshire Rams kick their ass. That's it, really. Nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Well done, Yorkshire Rams. Good kicking of ass.
Yeah, well done.
What happened to Britballin Tubes? What a guy. On to your favourite team, mine, and friend of the show now. Friend of the show from last week, Henry K. Henry, if you want to come on, we can happily send him.
We're gonna do a Youth and Junior show. It's gonna be yeah, he's coming on. I've got a few other guys that I need to get back to, and we're gonna get it up and running.
Me and Adam are full of good ideas. We're just not very good at delivery. Like, we've had loads of people message us about graphic designer. I ain't got back to him. It's an idea. I came up with it. We needed one. I had about 25 people message us. I'm sorry. I've been busy. I don't know.
Honestly, unless it's sending a clip now where I can just press share, put it on the story. I'm like, Michael sorted.
I look at the Instagram for shows now. I don't even look at it. It's just like I don't deal with that. That's why it's littered with child shite.
Yeah. It's like all the kids from like Wembley. Like, I'm sure every kid at Wembley Stallions under 16s has got a highlight on our Instagram at one point.
Love it. Little Giants is brilliant. Evan Given Sunday. The programme or blindside. My guy Palm played against each other yesterday. Did blitz an awful lot yesterday. Don't know why.
Palm, who's your nose tackle?
Yeah, who's number 11 for Leicester Falcons? I don't know. He's in Johnny Morehouse's back pocket, I think. Anyway, I don't worry too much about it.
Do you want to get him out? Put him on the show. I want to see who it is.
I know he lined up in a 0 and
bless him.
Bless his little cotton socks. Right, on to your team and mine. Big team of the show. Sheffield Giants 55, Doncaster Mustangs 28. Interesting that they scored 28 points.
Is it though? Because we know what Toby's like. Toby was repping people in, no doubt.
Don't the lowdown?
Yeah, I do.
Good contest. Doncaster were up for it, apparently. Ooh. However, Sheffield were rusty. Went toe in the first quarter, pulled away in the second and third. Give some points late in the third, with late on with third and fourth string on the field, as you said. 3 free picks early on didn't help again with the rust. Both teams had players missing. Still put up 50 points, even though Sheffield didn't play well. Defense struggled at times with their heavy run. The D-line and linebacker got punished at times. Comfortable, but some tricky moments. They'll do well in Div 2. Keep it up. There we go. That's the lowdown. I don't tell people where I get my lowdowns from, but I get lowdowns.
Who'd you get them from?
I've got friends in high places. What can I say?
Tubes, press the link. Come back. That's the question. I've got one question only. Where'd you get your lowdown from?
Fuck.
I thought he was gonna be like, "Why you got a headache?" And I was just like, I was just gonna leave. I was gonna exit.
I thought he could have done you there, but that's the best thing about Tubes. You never know the question, whatever the question is.
To be fair, it's never gonna make fucking sense, don't you?
One thing's for sure, it's not gonna make sense.
Yeah. What's the next game we've got?
Well, the next game really on our agenda is a scumbag shithouse move for me. At number 11, Dan Savage.
Never heard of him.
Well, he just said your accent's horrible, but he had a Geordie accent as well, so I thought he knew you.
You'd be a Macam, probably. I've got the idea who he is.
The idea who he is. To be quite honest, I was playing and someone said they recognised me or something. I said, tune in Monday, Britballin, 8 p.m, 7 p.m. live. And I said, well, probably more like 7:05. Because Adam needs to go for a tab. And he went, I don't know how you sit next to Adam for an hour and listen to him talk. I was like, I have to play next to you and listen to you talk. That's the least of my worries. I can watch you squirming out of Johnny's back pocket. What are you talking about?
Let us out.
Please. Let us out, mate.
Oh, Christ.
Shithousery of all shithousery. So South Links Lightning last week. Probably, I would say, is a little bit of an upset beating Scunthorpe Alphas.
It's a massive upset. I'm pissed with Scunthorpe for that, by the way.
And then this week,
pulled out.
Pulled out.
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan of pulling out because you got a baby behind you.
Do me.
However, that's shithousery, and it was last minute late as well. And from when we had our guy on the show, we know that Scunthorpe Alphas like to put on a show. They like to have loads of people at the ground. So for me, it's the highest level of shithousery.
Yeah,
You know you're not going to do it as early as possible.
Yeah, well, it's one of them. Like I don't even know why it was relayed. Was it player numbers, holidays, COVID? Like if it's COVID, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Excuses there. Yeah.
Oh, I've just had a message. It was Dick Carr. Dick Carr was 11.
Dick Carr?
Yeah.
Dick Carr.
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Is he a dick?
No, he's all right, to be honest. I mean, he's a bit of a dick, but yeah, he's all right. No, he's a good lad. Dick by name, dick by nature. No. He's all right.
Speaking of Marcus, I got to speak with Marcus yesterday. He was at the Leicester game, so that was nice. He unfortunately was injured, so give us a chance. But yeah, good to see Marcus yesterday. Tamworth Phoenix against Shropshire Resolution.
That's a result, by the way.
Result.
Yeah.
Big result, I would say.
Yeah.
So this Shropshire team hasn't conceded any points this year, I'm right to say, or many points. Like
They haven't conceded many. We'll say many.
Many, yeah. But Shropshire came to play. Good team. Asked some good questions of the offence in quarter one. Defence, different gravy. According to my inside source.
Yeah, I mean, I've said for a while now I'll rate Shropshire's QB, and I've said this, but it's the rest of Shropshire that I'm worried. I mean, they held Leicester when they played them first, so
they've got some good wide receivers and stuff. I just think Tamworth's defense is a different gravy in it. Tamworth's defense is always going to be, if not the best in the country, only second behind the Warriors. Consistently.
Yeah. It's one of them. I mean, they've got Jason Scott. I'm sure Jason schemed for this. Like, you would have seen enough film to scheme for.
Yeah.
For Shropshire.
Yeah.
But I still rate Shropshire, man. Like, I still really rate them.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that result is just what I'd expect.
Kind of like days in the headline as well. Like, first big game. A lot of nerves for a lot of players there. I reckon maybe in a return fixture, that's a slightly closer game.
Yeah.
So...
But you know what it feels like? It feels like Tamworth have really woken up the last few weeks.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like they've really woken up. Like the start that they had was not great, and they'll admit that. But they've really woken up now. So
yeah, that's very true. Yeah, they seem to be rolling, and for a young team, which they proclaim they are this year, it would be good for them to get the finding the feet, and no doubt come back next year. Ready to fight. Do you reckon we'll see Tamworth play any cross-divisional games against any other big teams? Do you reckon like Tamworth Titans will happen, or they'll go and play Sheffield, or do you reckon they'll just stick to the division?
I don't know, mate. Like, I think Jason would be keen for it to happen, if I'm honest. But again, it's whether let's see how much they're charging guys subs and things to play this year. Teams will be basing subs and things off how many games they're playing and etc. But
I think it's tough. As you're the top team, I don't know. It's hard because if I was the top team, I could understand not going to play on because you've literally got everything to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, if they go and play, I don't know, Merseyside and it's closer than the Titans game, or they go and play Sheffield and Sheffield run them close, like it just asks questions you probably don't want to answer in a season where you're not focused on being all out, isn't it?
I mean, if they can make a day of it and get the two under-19 squads together at the same time and play, I think that might be worth it.
Yeah.
Like, get Tamworth 19s versus Titans and then Titans adult versus Tamworth adult. I think that might be a way to go for it.
I can't see it happening this year, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I think we'll see. We'll always see one thing or another. I'll tell you what, Palm, give us your prediction. You played both teams. That'd be interesting. Because he's a Leicester guy. Give us your predictions. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if any of those big, cross-division games happen anymore this year. I'd like to see a couple of them. I noticed, obviously, we'll come on to it in a minute, but there was a good one down south this week, which is good to see. So Stafford versus Crew. Our boys Crew nearly got the dub. They nearly got a win. So apparently it was 0-0 at half time. Stafford still went up 7-6. And then Crew responded, missed the extra point, had a field goal to win it at the end apparently, and then bodged it. Tough. Crew could have had the win. Tamworth if it rains. Funny story about that. So Titans were beating Tamworth in the second game last year. No word of a lie. I think we were beating them 21-7 or 21-3 or something like it was like 18-3 or something like that. And yeah, then all of a sudden it started raining. Tamworth won. How are you feeling after kitting up yesterday, mate? I'm good. I'm fine. I'm feeling fresh. Arms okay. Got a bit of a shoulder injury, but yeah, I'm all right, mate. Thanks for asking, Mark. You're welcome. Callum Simpson from Crew, broken love heart. Oh, we're just as sad as you are, Callum. We all want it to happen. Don't worry. In a couple of weeks' time, if you'll have me, I'll be blocking for you.
Are they going to have you then? Because the head coach has a message now.
The head coach message, mate. I think we just need a conversation because I think the Crew lads. Obviously, there's a lot of guys there. There's probably a perception that we'll be taking the piss, but he's not taking the piss.
No, they go and play properly, like legit.
Yeah. So.
Fucking honestly. Bit
of a plug. Big weekend for the Knicks under 16 home tournament and on this under 19 host of Blitz at Pack Meadow. Today I would say Titans, but Tamworth are starting to get into a groove. So yeah, that's interesting. So more comments coming in. Surge low on numbers all season against Crew 28-30.
Just sending a quick message to Quinny, 2 seconds.
No worries, mate, that's fine. Tony, Kings won with less than 40 seconds left on a field goal. Well done to the Kings. Terrell, Tamworth under 19s are a nine-a-side and not too many teams cross division have a nine-a-side. They'll play Blitz in the under 19s this week. Fair enough. I don't know. I think the Titans are under. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of nines.
Titans are the nine-a-side.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of nines under 19s this year, is there?
No.
It's interesting.
It's been a hard sell for youth and juniors this year.
Yeah.
It's obviously the COVID thing has just been hard.
Yeah, very much so. Right, let's try rattle through some more of these. Ouse Valley Eagles 0, Cambridge Cats 1 Pinham at 38. No surprises there. Good result for the Cats. Your favourite team, South Wales Warriors 12, Swindon Storm 0. Swindon aren't very good this year, so very good, but not just an okay result there. Bristol Aztecs, Worcester finally pulled out. I think it was still on as of Saturday night because, again, I was watching the other show where they were saying there was, actually bigging up Worcester for playing Worcestershire, playing the game. I'll make that mistake again, but ended up pulling out. Wyvern 6, Jurassic Coast Raptors 0. Rushmore Knights versus Sussex Thunder. Sussex pulled out. Scumbags, get out. Interesting talking point. 2 teams, one's pulled out. They've got a B team.
Yeah, that's for me. It's where issues are going on.
I don't like that.
Neither do I. Surely, for me, obviously, this year you get a 2 transfer policy. Like you're allowed 2 transfers, etc. Fucking use it. Use it amongst your teams. For me, I don't.
Transfer deadline this year?
No. No transfer deadline. But use it between those 2 teams. Move players up and just go play.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
I just can't nuts in for me. Pulling out of a game, I can never forgive it. And I've been in situations. I've been on the side of it where I was a player at Yorkshire Rams, and our coach run us into the ground on a Wednesday. and made us all play both sides of the ball for like an hour and a half on the Sunday session for the following Sunday. And we pulled out the game, but it wasn't our decision because we felt like the players wanted to play. Well, I know I wanted to play. And we would have got beat off EKP. It was when they was in the prime, but I'd rather have gone up with 22 guys and lost than cancelled the game, just because of the impression it gives off.
Enrique's comment there. Giants, under 19s, under 9 aside, 16s potentially also want to play cross-division games once they finish their season 12-0. Enrique, we'll drive to you tomorrow and play under 16s if you want.
Before your guy goes.
Yeah. We'll play you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Pick a day. That's when we'll play.
And then Hussein's gone, so no chance.
Nah, we'll still play, to be fair.
Essex Spartans 18 versus South East Squadrons 0. So Essex Spartans, I've got a tail of the tape on this one as well. I've got
love you've got the scoops there, do you? Love it when I'm feeling like shit and this show's dragging. Love it.
Do you not want a scoop?
I'm dying. Yeah, I want the scoop. I want the scoop.
Well, short of it, called at half time. Essex hammering them. That's the short of it. Pulled at half time. One running score, one thingy score, passing score, two PATs. No, 2 safeties, I think. Am I right in thinking that the Sussex B team is another location and basically another team just under the same umbrella, or I completely made that up? Sure, it was mentioned briefly. Grant, I'll probably trust you more than us because it's down south. If it's past Nottingham, not a Daniel LaRue.
Yeah, if it's further south than Durham, I'm not really sure what's going on.
Hornets 18, Stallions 18. Bit of an interesting result. Your thoughts?
I hate draws.
I don't get it.
I hate it. Like, physically hate it.
Got the lowdown?
I do.
Game was played in good spirits, evenly matched, aggressive play, both teams as they've known each other for old rivals now. Hornets only had 28 players, struggling. Apparently, Stallions had 40 plus coming into the season. Very firm agenda, apparently, from the Stallions. They'd used the 8-game schedule as a pre-season for 2022. It means that they're a growing team readiness in their next competitive campaign. Therefore, they do rotate a bit quicker. So, very much similar to what we're hearing from the Sheffield side of things, and different kind of vibe from what other teams are taking it this year. Evenly matched game, both players kept starting quarterbacks on the field. Apparently, Wembley jumped out to an early lead with a strip from the Hornets running back and returned it for 6. But then that was matched by a freakish pick six from the Hornets. I'm just trying to kind of skim through this. Second half followed the same kind of defensive strength. So apparently it's a defense-heavy game. Hornets scored a go-ahead touchdown. However, the 2-point conversion was fumbled. Stallions picked it up and raced it 99 yards with 2 points, crucial 2 points on the board halfway through the fourth quarter. Stallions was still trailing 15-18. You guessed it. Made the change at quarterback, drove down the field, got into field goal, kicked it, 28-yard field goal to tie the game. Sam Frazier scored a 99-yard PAT return. Luke Streeter scored the strip fumble. Nick Glendale kicked the field goal, kicked 3 field goals, 38, 33, and 28 yards, and converted a touchdown PAT. Summarises the game. A lowdown was just given.
It's kind of good, man. I like it. Well done.
I like that. Yeah, thanks. Alex McLaughlin. Just wanted to give the credit to the South East Squadron. A limited number of players and they played hard, only stopped because of a number of injuries. Thanks for that. I think that was the one we just talked about where it was called at halftime. So, then the final 2 games before we move on. Solent Thrashers 22, London Olympians 14. Big thoughts on this one. There's a cross-division game, and Solent's Steve Rains' first competitive Prem football, and they took the win.
I kind of expected it, if I'm honest. Solent are a hell of a team.
Yeah, I run heavy behind Alex McCure, the centre from GB centre.
So a good QB and things down there again, though, as well. And Olympians aren't going to be up to scratch because they've had a lot of COVID issues and they've had games cancelled and things. But It's one of them. Like you just got to rate Solent. Like they came when they went up to the Prem, they looked smart going up there, and they've obviously kept moving forward with that. So fair play to them.
Apparently, 2 rushing touchdowns for J. Alex Gias, with a team rushing of average of 6 yards a carry. So obviously, Solent seen it as great experience for the young team. The defense played brilliant with one or more players putting on helmets for the first time ever a few weeks ago, and some junior and university players in the first senior game. Apparently, 3rd touchdown was a fumble recovery for 6 by linebacker Tony Mazzone. What a name, by the way. Actually, the fumble recovery was TD was their opening score. They scored on 2 late passes, one in the 4th. First quarter was 8-0. Second quarter was 16-0 at half time. And then 18-6 and then 6-6. So it ended up 22-14 in the favour of Solent. So fairly decent win there for Solent as well. Running the ball, great team. Oh, TT, his nickname. Brilliant.
Oh, all right.
TT, do you love me?
That's not the words to that song.
That's Kiki, isn't it? But still, it's cool.
I'm dying, man.
Come on, get on. Right, final game was Manchester versus Leicester.
Yeah. Are you announcing scores to that? Is it how you put the score?
I think it was announced, 59-30 to Titans. Leicester, for some reason, I don't know where they got maybe they'd only watched the Nottingham game where we had to run the ball a lot because it was raining, but they came out 0 high against the Titans. Man coverage, 0 high. So as you can imagine, we jumped out to like a 21-point lead because they just, for some reason, was 0 high, so we just threw the ball over the top. Sam Bloomfield had 5 passing touchdowns, about 50 rush yards, probably 400 yards, which is pretty good. And then I think Adam Bamber, 6 catches, 2 touchdowns for like 150 yards. So that's why I had to rescind that. I thought I'd get no rain. Oh, there was a little bit of rain pre-game. So as we all know, Manchester melts in the rain. So fairly impressive result for Manchester. Good to be. I didn't really play much. But yeah, it was good to be on the sideline and see a fairly impressive result.
I heard that Leicester like completely schemed against you, and then you didn't really play much.
This is well, apparently so. Yeah. So apparently Leicester rate me quite highly as a player, but yeah, I didn't end up playing. So it's good. I did spring Tom Jones for a touchdown late on, which was a pretty good play.
There we go then.
I got to pull, and I like pulling. Hit a linebacker, close to a pancake, but he kept his feet pretty well. Anyway, good game. Which Leicester team showed up?
The British one.
The British one, yeah. Safe to say it was the British one, yeah. It couldn't have been the team I've seen on tape. I think they weren't at full strength. Safe to say. No Americans, unfortunately. I think one's gone back home, from what I understand. So yeah, not a full strength Leicester team, but very well managed and dealt with by Manchester. You can only beat the team in front of him, really, can't you? And I think it was like 35-2 at one point. Game was over pretty early on in the second quarter. So, good point. There was no Americans ever on defense. This is true. No Americans ever on defense, and yeah, Titans did pull 59 points on that defense. Our other teams might not have. Falcons only ever had one American playing. Well, Falcons only had one American playing.
But then when you've had Palm say that there's no Americans, and Palm plays for them.
Yeah, they did have a really like throwback QB. So it was a London Blitz like old QB. I forget, Stuart Franklin.
Yeah, isn't he like their head coach though?
No. So their head coach is the American guy.
Right.
He's an American. He's like 55, I think. I'm pretty sure. But then Stuart Franklin apparently was the first British QB or British player to go and play in Europe, and he's like 50 odd. I mean, in great shape. Like he came into our changing room afterwards asking for some scissors, and I told him to get out because my belly was out, and I felt like awful when he was stood there in the 6-pack at 50 years old. So yeah, I think he played, but he's not obviously not the same player. I was born in Coventry, but grew up in Virginia. Interesting.
I was born in Newcastle. I was made in the Royal Navy. No, I wasn't. I couldn't help myself. Sorry.
Apparently, Stuart's played for them previously, and they brought him in for the game. Fair enough. So yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So fairly impressive result from the Titans. However, I think there's a bit of a debate this week for our Britballin Baller of the Week, isn't there?
Yeah, there's been a few people pop up like.
So again, I'm going to read people out because I'm just going to give shout outs here now. So please bear with me. I know I'm reading out quite a bit. Kieran Singh, a rookie wide receiver. I've talked too much. It's because you're not doing fucking anything.
I'm dying. Leave us alone.
Rookie wide receiver with over 100 yards in the tub and a TD. Sorry, was basically his first. It does say this. It was Henrique, so it could be anything coming out of his mouth. Johnny Weeks tagged Angus Cook, 5 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns against a solid Shropshire D. Case closed, in my opinion. Johnny Weeks.
Oh, hi.
Johnny Weeks, fan of the show here. Ben Nuttall has tagged Charlie Escott, Manchester under-19s, kick return TD, interception return for a TD, and a TD reception on offense. That's pretty impressive.
I rate that,
Yeah, I do. Michael Beater didn't have a good game, didn't play well, just really needs a hat. So I was like, fair enough, I like that. Kieran Park tagged in Hussein Simsir Jr. Hussein, yeah.
Yeah, he played class, to be fair.
Yeah. Apparently, Jack McBride tagged in Tom Payne, had an unreal game. He's 66, he's the left tackle. Again, didn't really get much else. So I'm missing one person out because I'm going to put forward a case for somebody in a minute. So.
Oh, mate, I had a speech off Hussein the other day, by the way. Telling us he needs a bucket hat before he goes over to the States, and think of how many people see it over there, like America. Telling us how many people live in America and stuff. I was just like, Hussein, you don't get a hat, like, shut up.
Don't listen to me, Hussein. I'll send you a hat. Hats for everyone. You can have a hat, Hussein. You've been talked about more than any quarterback in the history of the world. You get a hat.
I just said, I was like, do you really want a bucket hat? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, EP Sports /Britballin. Buy us a hat.
I can get you a discount.
Yeah, the 5 is there. Use code Britballin5.
Adam McClure from Solent Thrasher's got a tag. Seen he played offense and defense, so big up my guy Adam for that. So there's one guy who
I mentioned Luke Carroll as well for Gateshead with the 2 picks.
Yeah.
I did mention him.
Yeah. Have you got anyone else who you would give a shout out to? Obviously, Sam Bloomfield, 5 touchdowns, pretty solid shout out.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, for me, obviously, I've just seen a lot more youth and junior stuff this weekend. And I'm not going to shout out all of my guys because they'd all expect the shout, so they're not getting it.
However, I have got one because I've seen my first taste of under-16s this week. Oh, under-19s. I'm not sure. I had my first taste of junior football, as it were. So I went, obviously, my lad played. He could get a shout-out. 10 years old, 2 games, 10 touchdowns at quarterback. Big up. I'm his number 1 fan. I don't care.
I am.
But on the pitch next to us, I think it was Lincolnshire Bombers versus
I can tell you've seen Lincolnshire Bombers versus
Wigan Bandits.
Wigan Bandits, and you've seen them play Chester Romans also.
So I wanted to give a shout out. I don't know his name, but hopefully someone can comment or something. So it's number 40 for Lincolnshire Bombers under-19s team. He had face paint on. He was balling all day, big time balling. And then, as I was watching, he got the quarterback threw up, but he took a one-handed pick in coverage. Obviously, he was covering a big one-handed pick, big play, and then 2 plays later, absolutely laid the wood on someone. So I don't know who he is, but he can have a shout out from me because he jumped off the page. He looked like a could. So probably just send him. If Ben Herod's watching, get in his DMs.
We're there. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I'm trying to get the results for you from that game just so you can.
Yeah, number 56 as well from Leicester Falcons. Their left tackle has possibly the best technique I've ever seen from a left tackle. Absolute beautiful man. I think it's 56. It just looked the part. Some more people who've atted people. Our boy Thomas Noon took the Giants D for 99 yards rushing and a TD. Great effort.
Nice.
To be fair, it's hard to put out one single guy. They had 311 yards of offense.
So Lincoln actually beat Wigan 53-12.
Yeah.
But Chester beat Lincoln 51-8.
Yeah. I seen the Chester boys warming up, and I just knew they was going to be a good team. You know, you can just tell when they look good.
Yeah.
I don't know if Big Joel and Man Mountain is the guy I'm talking about. I hope it is, but unless he's just tagging his mate for Ball of the Week.
Yeah, well done.
Angus, open Johnny's case and give it to. I'm not going to say the name because he's my favourite right now. Sam Fosse has too many penalties for waving at victims. This is true. Adam, you can speak to Sam Fosse because Sam asked me when he's getting a hat.
I want Fosse to get a hat. I rate Fosse. Like, I love Fosse. Like, I wanted to give him it the week that he's played Vikings when I was watching. Because I said we didn't have anyone started. I said that he was the difference, like the absolute difference in that game. Rate Fosse. And I hate to admit that as well because you're a knob, but I hate
This is true. And he's shit at Madden. Number 56 is fucking hell. What is that? What am I doing here? If that's the left tackle, you know
Joseph.
what I mean? Joseph and then a 56 pointer at Scrabble. Joel Madura, number 99 for DC. I think you've got previous with this guy, haven't you? You know him.
Mate, he's good, like. He's good.
He's good, like.
It's good to watch.
Did you watch him?
I watched him.
I heard he took a bit of a knock as well.
Nah, he didn't. He's fine. Knocked me, like. On the sideline when I was watching.
Number 72, a hunk of a Scottish man playing O-line for the Staffordshire Surge. Martin Bryan has said that. I think it might actually be Martin himself. Scott Brown, 2 picks in the game-winning pick. Absolute baller, the DB life for Dunfermline Kings, I think that was.
We told about that one.
Yeah. We almost picked it. Max Gracie Ainscoe for his amazing kick return touchdown. It was legit, by the way. Big shout out to Max.
Oh, that's the one there. That's the one. That last comment. That's the one.
Kings kicker Callum for a pressure kick to win the game. I like that.
I like that.
Jamie Carragher, my vote. Man with fitness and agility in his tackling. Number 72 for the Surge. Andrew Gerard McBride, 2 TDs for the Pirates, helping secure the win. We'll come back to that. A big shout out to Adam Wilkin for running the chains at Gateshead. What a guy. And a great comment from Nathan Coates as well. Every volunteer, chain crew, ball person, water people, Bafra crews, people who are on Mark Fields. This one's for you. Big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, but he's only getting a hat because it'll cost us a fucking fortune.
Yeah, our sponsors are not paying. We don't get paid to do this, so this comes out. When I get paid, that's when bucket hats go out, basically. So when my girlfriend gives me my 50 quid a week spends, I spend it on bucket hats. Fosse, was that the one Falcons playing? We're bouncing off. That was one of them. Sam Fosse is a nasty person.
Yeah, he is.
Just shame his shit out, Madden, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he's absolutely dog shit at Madden.
But I mean, you've probably seen from the comments. There's one person who is being shouted out quite a lot who I've not brought up yet. And Angus raised the point, open Johnny's case and give it to Chris Wedderburn. I said that right. And then somebody else from a completely different team from the Titans. Good to see Tamworth's coaches finally tempted Chris to play for the Phoenix with a carrot of a better shot at GB. Only 3 years in the making. I'm joking. Chris is a baller and I'm jealous. So I think Chris has been shouted out more and more. So as long as you agree.
Oh, Angus's comment. Yeah, I'm good to go with that, definitely. But that's a shout.
That is a shout. Listen, I'll take my bucket hat to the next game and get a white hat as long as it's not in Scotland because they hate me up there. I'll get a white hat wearing. Gutted. I reckon I could get a ref. Liam Woolton. He would wear a bucket hat.
Liam would. I'll ring him now.
Don't ring him. I'll send him.
No, I'm not ringing him because if he doesn't answer, I just look like a knob even more, don't I?
This is true. Yeah, this is true. So there's been loads of nominations coming in. Thank you so much for actually people nominating people. Oh Jesus Christ! Lendigberg Jeb Langdalson for Chester Romans, complete performance with 3 TDs as well. That's a last minute one put in, but I think we're going to go as long as you're happy. Chris Wedburn,
Definitely.
I fucked his name. We'll call him Chris Wedberger because
we're calling him Chris with a bucket hat. That's what we're calling him.
Bucket hat Chris. It's coming. Football's not coming home, but a bucket hat's coming home to you.
Bucket hat Chris, that's his name. Please change his name.
Bucket
On your
Chris.
roster, just bucket hat Chris. Love it. There we go. Well done. Congratulations, bucket hat Chris. Mate, fucking hurts my head when you're clapping, by the way.
Bucket hat Chris.
You fucking dick. You're an absolute fucking dick.
Bucket hat Chris. Well done. You are.
He's not even know. He knows how dark it is in here today because I've got the one light on so you can still see us instead of all the fucking lights.
Wow.
Because I drank too much yesterday and I've got a bad head.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I completely understand. It happens. Life happens.
Really, stats that he put in the you're getting demands from fucking Tyrrell now. What are you playing at?
What game? Oh, I know. Yeah, I am. I'm trying to listen, Tyrrell. I love you, mate, but there's only me doing anything. As you can see, Adam's in a fucking bad way, and I'm out of my ass here. I've got 17 tabs open. He's not pulling his finger out. Just give me a sec.
Listen, I done a fucking show last week, right?
Bucket hat Chris, wide receiver, scored 3 touchdowns, including 1 punt return, taken all the way for a TD. Well done against Shropshire. I don't know the exact yards, but he got a lot of yards. Apparently, 200 all-purpose yards. Chris, you the MVP of our show. Britballin's Baller of the Week. Wherever you are, Bucket Hat Chris, welcome to the family. That means that now we've got 2 bucket hats going to Tamworth. So away they go.
Yeah. Well done to them.
Yeah, I think we should do this. You always ring me, giving me stupid ideas to raise money for different causes. Or do this, let's do this, let's do this. This guy's lost a limb. Let's raise 50 quid to get him a new prosthetic leg and all that. You always ring me with daft shit. I think we do this. I'm going to get a little ticker in the corner for next week.
You're not
every time you swear, Adam Bamble will give a quid to charity.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's
fair,
do
it. Bucket hat Chris, well done. You win this week. Len for Chester, scoring 3 TDs against Merseyside too.
Yeah.
It's too late. That's all I can say. It could have been considered. Adam's not over the moon by that.
Yeah, Adam, just type hold up in the chat if you agree to it. He's done it there.
He's done it. Yeah, thank you very much. The beauty of it being a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. I am absolutely knackered now. This has been.
I'm dying, mate. I'm dying.
Right. You know what's going to get harder now?
Predictions.
Are we doing a bet this week? Yeah. Let's do predictions and see if we can come up with a bet.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Thunderbolts versus East Kent Mavericks.
Can I predict that game won't happen?
You can. That's a good prediction.
I'm going to predict that game.
If it does happen, East Kent Mavericks win.
Yeah, I'll say that.
That's true. Jurassic Coast Raptors versus Cornwall Monarchs. Oh, such a funny story, honestly. Me and someone were messaging each other last night for about 45 minutes discussing the word pussy. Such a weird word.
Oh,
Such a weird
Jesus
word.
Christ.
What would you say to your lady friend if you wanted to see a garden? Like, can I please see your...
What? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, man, my head. My fucking head.
£1 in the swear jar.
Oh, fuck.
The angry word, that it.
Oh, it's lifting. Oh. I don't know. I don't know what I'd say. Give us the next prediction, anyways. I don't know where this come from.
£1. 1 minute. There you go. Done it. It's fine. Yeah, £1 swear jar. Adam's putting a quid in for Adam saying twat.
Yeah.
Jurassic Coast Raptors versus Cornwall Monarchs. You had Cornwall, I had
Yeah.
Cornwall.
Cornwall. Yeah.
Cornwall win. Bournemouth Bobcats versus Solent Thrashers.
Can we say it called off again? Cancelled?
Why?
Don't know. Thrashers?
Yeah, Thrashers Bobcats coming off 38-0 in Solent. Just
Oh,
beat
Solent. I
Bobcats.
thought you said. I read that. I was
Six
reading the
under.
thing. I was reading the thing at the bottom.
Hmm.
So, with it, who was it?
Solent Thrashers versus Bournemouth Bobcats.
Solent Thrashers.
Pussy. La Poissoire, si vous le plaît. S'il vous plaît. It's French.
Yes, Ah, fuck
Rat.
knows.
Rat. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Beaver.
they're rat out. Man, I'd do that, me. Like, I don't even care. I'd do that for free.
Do that. Right, deal. Done. Next set. You have to do that next one.
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
Yes.
right. Solent.
Yes.
Next, what are you saying yes for?
Solent win that because I can see the next fixture.
Right, next fixture.
Wait, I'm gonna talk. Wait.
You need to put the thing on the screen. This is so unprofessional, Mike. The one time you have to do everything by yourself.
Towie Bowl! East Essex Sabres versus Essex Spartans. Towie Bowl. Towie Bowl.
Are we going to that game?
Towie Bowl. Not this week. Towie Bowl.
Why? Are you got a game this week?
You're reffing it.
I haven't. I didn't lose a bet.
They play 3 times, don't they? What was going to the third one?
Oh, have they got it? When's the third one then?
I don't know. I'm not driving down to Essex this weekend.
Why? I'll go. Come on, we'll go to Essex this week.
I can't make that decision. Like Becky's not here. I don't have the power to make that decision.
I'll message her.
No. yeah. I'll check. Oh, cool. Lads, I'll come over. I don't care who wins that. You know who wins? Towie wins.
Towie wins. Nah, I think. With it, pick one. Just pick one.
Spartans, because I know somebody who plays for them.
That's what I was going to say. I'll pick the other one. Whoever the other.
Bet.
No, definitely not. Not worth a bet. Not a chance.
All right, I've just chancing my arm. It's all right. Edinburgh Wolves versus Glasgow Titans.
Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves win. Hertfordshire Cheetahs versus London Blitz B.
Oh, here we go again. They're going to kick off if I don't pick them on there. Fucking sliding in the DMs and calling us out on Twitter and shit again.
Pussy. I think Blitz B.
I'm going to say Hertfordshire Cheetahs. Just so they don't give a shit on Twitter that I've got to reply to.
Humber Warhawks versus Nottingham Raiders.
Humber.
Oh, Nottingham.
Bet.
I'll come back to it. I've not done my research on that, so I can't.
Bet.
Ipswich Cardinals versus Colchester Gladiators.
Ipswich.
Colchester.
Bet.
You
want that?
I don't know yet. I'll come back to that. I'm all right with that, I think, at the minute.
I prefer the Humber one, I'm not going to lie. I really
I know,
prefer the Humber one.
I know, because Humber easy.
Yeah.
Right, Kent Exiles versus London Olympians.
Oh, this should be the bet, I think. Kent.
Oh, I've got Kent as well. I think
Oh,
beat him comfortably.
right, okay.
Bobcats versus Donny.
Donny.
Donny. Yeah, I think just Donny. Yeah. Lee Miners versus Chester Romans.
Chester Romans.
Yeah, Lee Miners, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd lose just to go on the piss with them.
Bet. We'll have that. We'll have that as the bet.
Yeah, whatever it is, loser goes on the piss with Lee.
Fine. I'll pick Lee to win.
No, I'm picking Lee as well.
Oh no, I'm picking Lee.
Blitz v Warriors, big game, big game.
It's not though, is it? Warriors.
No, it's the Warriors walk it. Northants Knights versus Lincolnshire Bombers.
Northant Knights.
Yeah, I like Northants in that as well.
Yeah, Bombers fucked us last time.
Northumberland Vikings versus Darlington Steam.
Northumberland Vikings.
Yeah. Norwich Devils versus Cambridgeshire Cats. I think the Cats win this one.
Cambridgeshire Cats, yeah.
Yeah. Sandwell versus Leicester.
Oh, Christ. Leicester,
yeah. Easy, I think, for Leicester, that. Scunthorpe Alphas. Can't speak. Versus
Alphas.
Nottingham Caesars.
Nottingham Caesars.
Nottingham Caesars do win that one. South Wales Warriors versus Hereford Stampede.
Hereford.
Sussex Thunder versus Rushmore Knights.
Is Sussex going to play?
Who knows?
Rushmore.
Rushmore. Worcestershire Black Knights versus Birmingham Bulls.
Are Black Knights going to play?
Probably not. Birmingham win.
Bulls.
I think the only one we could bet on is maybe the Towie Bowl.
Nah. I think we've got to bet on Humber. You bet against Humber there, and that is your silly mistake.
No, I don't fancy that.
No, I bet you don't. But you bet against Humber there, my friend, and you can stick with that. Just like you pressured me into the Darlington Gateshead one, and it backfired.
You won it.
I know. Well, it backfired for you, didn't it?
The other one we disagreed on was the Ipswich Cardinals versus Colchester Gladiators.
And yes, and that's all well and good. But I think we're sticking with Humber. Loser.
I'm not taking that bet.
I had no choice with the Gateshead one. Did I?
Listen, I just won't take the bet.
Guys, everyone in the chat now,
no, because it's just me losing that.
Right, everyone in the chat now.
We'll bet on this.
Right, okay. Who are you going with?
I don't know because I don't know under 19.
Well, I do. So who are you going with?
No, you go first.
Are you sure?
No, that means I have to choose the other one then, don't I?
Yeah. So I'll let you choose. Come on, because we're guests just joined us, so either go with the Humber one as we bet, or pick that one.
Blitz.
Get in, Tamworth. Cheers.
Every fibre of my being can't make me back Tamworth.
Do you want to bet that? Is that what you want to bet?
No, I want the Colchester Ipswich games, the closest game.
No, what you want is not fucking happening because last week you left us alone. So I'm picking it. We've had a disagreement. We're going with Humber. If you want me to go with Humber in the chat, just type the Humber game. If you want me to go with the Colchester,
you've already said this 3 or 4 times and no one's commented. So
comment now, people.
No one's commented. So right, so I'll take Blitz.
The fucking delay, right?
I'll take Blitz. Right, that's it. I can take that.
Right.
I feel like I'm going to lose, but I'll take
you
Blitz
are?
under 19s.
You are definitely going to lose.
Towie Bowl.
Loser has to go to the Towie Bowl. Deal.
No, we're not
there in the chat. Humber game. Tom with the Humber game. Look.
Oh, I can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm just busy doing something else. So I can't see it. I'm sorry.
It's on the second screen. I just done it. Look.
No, Blitz on B-Kits under 19s. Right, Blitz. I've got Blitz. Yeah, let's go under 19s. It's something different. I'll go Blitz. You go Tamworth.
Right. Okay. Done.
Right. Okay. Right. Deal. What's the bet?
Loser has to go to that fucking Towie Bowl.
No, I'm not going down there. Not in the month for Sundays.
Right then, what do you want?
Do you remember those things where you say it and you regret it?
Yeah,
like
I know.
Signing up to do the show with you,
Yeah,
those kind of things. Yeah. Right. Right. We'll have a think about the bet.
I've got a good idea.
Right, go on.
I think.
Tell you what, hold there.
Yeah, come on, get the guest on first.
Get the guest in, yeah. Welcome to the show. Friend of all friends, even more of my friend now because of his new role. Jay Moss, what up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm entertained by your sort of tiptoeing around the abuse there. That was nice.
You know us. It's something we've never been described as being sat on the fence. Weirdly enough, as you could tell by my message to you pre-show.
Yeah, exactly. That was nice. I enjoyed it. I was like, at least it's honesty. I'll take it.
It was risky. It was either going to pay off or not. So we just decided. So what happens every week, Jamie, is we choose a game, one side or the other, and basically you choose a team, and it's a bet. So we have a bet. So first week, Adam lost. He had to write twat on his head for the show. Second week, solid. Second week, it's escalated. Second week, he had to wear a full face of makeup.
Nice.
I lost again.
You lost.
That's again. Challenging with a beard though. Like it's impressive if you.
Oh mate, I had a fucking tiara on and all sorts, mate.
Good work.
Lots of comments saying it was a difficult wank, but people got through it.
Yeah, they did.
That's character building, guys.
Character building. That's it. And then last week, loser had to go and play for Crew Railroaders last game of the season against the Leicester Falcons, and I lost. So I've got to go and transfer to Crew for the last game of the season to play for Crew. So it's getting steep. So
days.
Crew are fucking over the moon with that though. By the way, they didn't want me to play.
So we've got these are the bets coming in. Mohawk. Loser plays for next week's swear jar. Oh, that's a good one, then.
It's going to be expensive.
I'd be skinned.
Mate, you'd be absolutely fucked.
Yeah. Three quid. Jamie, could you think of anything for us? What the loser would do for a bet? You're a weird character.
We can dress up as a pirate and be the mascot of your next home game.
You can feel free.
Yes.
If you want, that'd be all right. We'd invite one of you up. I mean, at least you get a night out afterwards.
Yes, mate.
As a pirate.
Yes.
Yeah. But we're talking full regalia, like Jack Sparrow-esque. We're not talking like putting an eye patch on.
Yeah.
We're going all in.
We'll see what sizes they do, but yeah, I'm up for that.
Deal. Yes. Eyebrows.
Come on,
mate, I'm a PE teacher. No. Like, I'm not doing that shit.
Eyebrows.
On a Sunday night as well. We all know you guys hate travelling north as well. Any away game, that's all we hear. This is rubbish having to travel up here. I'm like, try 5 away games down there. Savage.
Mate, I think that'll be class. Pirate, I hope I lose now. Who have I got in the bet? I've got Humber, haven't I? Yeah.
No, you've not. You've got.
No, I've got Humber. We'll remember the Humber game.
Tamworth under 19s. Tamworth under 19s. You've got.
I think under 19s is like that. That's the place. Generate visibility for the under 19 level. I like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll tell you what, right, Terrell. If we're going with your under 19 side to beat the London Blitz. That's for me, right? And if you don't win, I'm never sharing any more of your under 19 shit on this program again. Right? So that's how it's happening. Game on.
I mean, the Blitz are pretty good. They're always hanging about the top of under 19. They're not.
Tamworth are shit hot this year, mate.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Shit hot this year.
It is what it is, isn't it? To be fair, could be worse. Could be worse places to go, like Gates said. So, right, Jamie, obviously we've not just got you on the show to talk absolute nonsense. You're here for a reason. And one of the big reasons is obviously your new appointment. So First thing
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah,
And so
for anyone
who doesn't know, why am I congratulating you?
Oh, what? Sorry, I didn't realise it was a question. I thought you said, if for anyone that doesn't know why I'm congratulating you, continue. I didn't realise you were asking why.
I'll let you
That's the translation gap there. I just struggle a wee bit with the accent. So yeah, I am now GBOC. That's probably the short title, like 4 letters. I got it in there.
Yeah, GBOC.
The offensive coordinator for the national program at adult senior level. Is that?
Are you also doing the wide receiver? You was already doing the wide receivers, but you've just been bumped up to
yeah. And it's going to be fun. I think it should be.
Mike's had to take himself off.
I saw him disappear.
He's Mrs. walked in behind him. And he gets
Nightmare.
Yeah, nightmare.
Yeah, it should be fun. Obviously, Jason's been fairly active and getting a bunch of guys in, so it's I'm quite excited for that. That'll be a good next step, I think.
I mean, we can chance our arm. So last time, I mean, we had Dan on the show, and he was very strong in terms of us coming up with a special teams play and him running it in an actual game. I'm just wondering, he was very serious about the man. Jamie, we're on a different level now, mate. Come on. What's your thoughts on us coming up with a trick play and you running it on the national stage, risking your job, reputation, and everything on the line for 2 idiots on the show?
I mean, I'll certainly take it under consideration. Like,
that's my guy. I like it. It's closer.
It's. I mean,
I've got the play.
It's always going to be a hook and ladder. I mean, this is what people do. People always think, what's the most ridiculous thing that we could do? Well, hook and ladder.
Bullshit. I got a triple reverse at youth level that we use. You're using that on the adults now, son.
No. If it's coming from me, an offensive lineman's getting the ball, let's just say. But we'll give you a left tackle pass or something like that.
Is that even? I think if you're in the UK, that's not even allowed. I think it's if you're wearing that offensive lineman number, you're gubbed. Yes, Jason Scott defending me there. I love that.
Bullshit, Jason. It's not your choice now, son.
That's amazing. Taking it right out of my hands.
You have
on
no
the air.
Here,
I love
Jason.
it. I love it. That is the ultimate bailout.
I know.
I can't do it, guys. I'm really sorry, guys. I was going to run it basically the whole game. I was going to run the play you suggested non-stop. And now Jason said no. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I appreciate you trying, Jamie. It's really appreciated, Jamie. It's just the old party pooper Jason Scott
comes in here and ruins our fun.
Comes in, what a bloody fun sponge. Right. So, big talking point as well, which I really wanted to get into. So the Pirates have returned.
Yes.
Can we call you the Kings of Scotland?
Oh, we're going right in for the political questions, aren't we?
I'm gonna tell you now, mate. We've already said it, so like
so I guess the obviously when I took over back in 2018, Edinburgh were definitely at the time on the ascendancy, and they beat us twice that year, which was great fun. To join the year at 0-3, and then since Jason's watching, he'll remember our final game was a lengthy trip to Tamworth for a doing off the national champions. So that was one of the better days of my life, I'm sure, as I remember it. But no, so it was a pretty challenging time. But I think the point was that we were always fairly aware that we had talent. It was just that we hadn't really been. I think utilising it the way that we should have been, and I think there was just bits and pieces that were kind of out of kilter a little bit. So we treated 2019 really as, I don't want to say rebuilding, because I don't think there was a whole lot to rebuild. It was just about refocusing on playing good football and having guys be smart and understand the game. And I think that can, with any level of talent, you can massively improve it by making sure that guys understand what it is that they're trying to achieve holistically, not just, I'm lined up at X, I run a go on this. And a lot of our focus went on that. And we were really lucky. Magoo, who was our DC in 2018, he stuck about the following year, and our defence were absolutely phenomenal. So it gave us a pretty good a pretty good platform on which to build and make our mistakes. And certainly in the opening game, we did plenty of that, getting a total shock up at Aberdeen. But by the end of 2019, I thought we were really closing in, and I felt like we had almost unlocked a bit of that talent. We just needed to grow from there. And then COVID struck. We didn't get 2020, and I think the game against Edinburgh, I think one of the challenges was it sort of felt like it was brought to us. We didn't earn that sort of game, so it was sort of brought to us in a bit of a plate. But I think we what we've been building is exactly that. We were very tense and very tight at the start, but I think by the end we were starting to feel like we had something going. So it was obviously really nice because that is the first kind of major hurdle. You've got to make sure that you're able to beat everyone up north. But you got to be careful because the whole Kings of the North thing, and obviously he's watching, so I got to say this, but the whole Kings of the North thing goes to the winner in the Northern Conference in the Prem, and that's still Tamworth and has been for quite some time now. So
we're on about true North though, aren't we? You know what I mean?
Well, that was I think that was the
in.
thing that Edinburgh were working on. But I mean, there's 12 teams in the Prem as it stands, so there's 12 teams that are definitely still above us at any stage. So we got to make sure and continue working and drive upwards, and we'll see where we are next year.
As for your 12 teams above you, I mean, it's our decision. We put the fucking rankings together, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
We'll tell you.
But that's it. Hey, I'll be expecting if the league decide not to restructure, which we can see how that goes because obviously COVID's created an awful lot of turmoil all over the place. But if the league decide not to restructure, then I fully expect us from our Div 1 position to be in your top 10. That'll be.
Oh mate,
that'll be it.
It's on after you've been on, mate. You'll see.
It was going to be my next question, actually. What do you think there needs to be some sort of league structure? If you then next game, of course I do, because surely if you go out and then absolutely thump, there's no nerves, everything clicks, and you put a good hiding on Edinburgh next time, and then we've seen it in the Prem North. Sandwell have taken some real beatings this year, and they're getting beat off Div 1 teams, like Shropshire beat them I think a couple of weeks ago. Do you think there needs to be that restructure and a bit of common sense, or do you reckon it'll be Bafka blinkers and just move on as it goes?
I mean
Bafka, Mike. It's Baffa.
I said Bafka.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know why Bafka are getting a doing.
Yeah,
I said Bafka blinkers.
Wayne, I got you, son. I got you, Wayne.
But no, so I think that's one of those things where it's like I think you've got to be sensible. Like if you remember, years back, we used to talk about restructure every year. It was every single year, never mind who get promoted. Let's just restructure again. And I think that's got to be the option that you look at, because with that, I think there's a real opportunity to bring in all sorts of things like minimum standards and making sure that your Prem is actually truly an elite level Prem, and teams have to meet standards to be able to get in. Similarly, you've got to have participation. I think me certainly, and probably some others that are very focused in the Prem, probably a bit guilty in the past of just saying, let everybody else get on with it. You obviously got to make sure and promote the game at every level. It can't just be, the case of either you're elite or you don't play. But I think it's probably one of the few opportunities that COVID's actually presented, is the opportunity to go out and sort of reconstruct the league the way you want it, because you're seeing regionally who the best teams are in each region, and that can inform what you're going to do about a sort of wider league structure. I'm obviously long have been a fan of the youth setups. Long have been a fan of the idea of centralised travel costs, although that might be a bite too far. I don't think we'll get that. But yeah, so all of that stuff, and I think just to call back there, the idea of putting a thumping on Edinburgh, I think we just need to be perfectly clear. It wasn't exactly a walkover. 14-0 is a win, and we feel good about it. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
My point was, if next time you played, it was more next time. If you did hammer him, let's say you went out and let's say 35-0 or whatever. Next time, I know it's if man's ball should be moved kind of situation, but if you did, would kind of promote that kind of mentality?
If we went 35-0 next time, we'll come and answer that question. But we need to see how. Yeah, asking me to say things here that I ain't going to say. No. And that's plus, right. That's one of those things as well. If you're, if you're Edinburgh in that position, it's unfair to say like, it's a wee bit tense and like you get the whole COVID thing behind. They had all the same problems. They had all the same, like they went through COVID the same as we did. And I think what can't be forgotten is they're also the Prem team, so they know that there's that whole situation is pounded on them. So, realistically, it'd maybe be nice to have someone in the same division. Maybe we keep that rivalry going, but we'll see what happens. We can see what they'll do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be adverse to making that an 18 Prem or something like that. It'd be fine by me.
I mean, you've seen us picking our results before when you first joined in here. Who do you think picked the? I've got to point that way. Who do you think picked the Wolves to win that game? By the way,
so now I just want to be clear about something here. Like, obviously,
he's already been in my DMs. Don't worry about
it. I'm sure he has. But so like that's one of the things that. Everyone obviously reads these boards, and that's what people do. People are interested to know what the impressions of the overall thing are. I don't really, if I'm honest, understand why people wouldn't. Like, now, I'm obviously conscious that I felt good about what we were doing, but it's not like, we didn't win Div 1. So you could easily turn around and say, in fact, I would imagine most people do turn around and say, well, Edinburgh are the Prem team.
I mean,
it's totally reasonable. I think. I mean, if anything, it's like I'd say a lucky yes. But
last time I played Edinburgh, they beat us in Edinburgh. So how am I going to back against them? That was the last time I played them.
Really?
Manchester, yeah.
I thought you were.
It was probably a bit of rain, and we melted in the rain.
Yeah, he's done pretty well.
Last time we played Manchester, and we did not win.
No, this is true. Yeah, I do remember.
However, the last time I played you once, so I'll take that. That's my dig for you.
Yeah. I never forget that game. Do you remember Yorkshire? When it was a really close game, wasn't it, for a while, and then all of a sudden, Yorkshire v EKP, and then all of a sudden it started again. The rain, and you boys came out and you were howling, and I crap myself.
It's because it always rains in Scotland, man. That's what it is. They used to play
when
with
was
a
that?
wet ball.
Remember at Yorkshire Rams v EKP? I think we all went out after it on the Saturday night.
Oh my God, were you there?
Yeah. I was shit at the time, but I was there.
That was ages ago. I was like, surely you weren't. Like,
yeah.
This is a rarity, right? All the time when I'm obviously coaching and I'm with the guys, all the time I say things like, "Oh, mind that happened," and then people just look at you weird, and you're like, "That was 11 years ago." No, they don't mind that. Like, you realise that you're just the old guy in the team now.
Yeah.
But that was a great night.
Yeah, it was a good night. It was weird. That.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We'd be in a strip club at about 4:00 in the morning.
Wait.
Tiny. Yeah. Do you remember Tiny?
I do.
Yeah. Oh God.
I do remember he was exactly what you would expect for a man ironically named. Like, I mean, he was one of the biggest dudes I can remember ever playing against. He was like 6 million.
Me and him double teaming the whale, as he was called. That's all I ever knew him as, the whale, the D tackle, big D tackle.
I couldn't even.
But yeah, good day, good night out. But yeah, that was the last time I played you and you won. So well done you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, massive congratulations for at least turning it around at EKP, because obviously it was.
Mike, 2 seconds.
Go on. Oh, he's gone. He's just gone. He's not having me paying you any congratulations whatsoever.
I know.
No, but I mean, it's been a big turnaround, hasn't it, for EKP? Obviously, from the tumbling from the Prem to Div 1, and obviously it weren't the best season in Div 1, was it? It started slow, but to turn it around to then effectively beat a Prem team, and a big rivalry game for you guys. Massive congratulations. Was that just a case of installing that old EKP culture, because EKP were a powerhouse for years, or what was it?
So, funnily enough, no, I don't think it was. Like it's totally. I think things are very different at EKP than how they used to be, and I think that's mostly for the good. Like the whole structure of how we sort of organise everything is, I don't want to say better, but it's more modern now. When I first joined way back in the day, EKP were good, but it was very much they had some really good sort of pre-existing players. And we developed like I mean, I wouldn't change my playing days or anything about them, but we sort of developed this rep, and we were going out and absolutely hammering people. And like there were times like I not to pick on Manchester again, but I remember like the game we played against Manchester where it got to 100, and I remember like still being in that game like all the way through, and it was because that was just how it sort of was. I think now the focus is very much on having like a really good holistic level of depth. So we obviously have the youth set up. The junior team's been in I think the British final 3 of the last 4. And then the one it wasn't in, it went to the plate, which is the sort of third place playoff game. And yeah, the talent that we're getting through, we would be remiss to not say that, you know, we've got a really good pipeline. And that continues to stand. Like obviously the youth team and youth teams and junior teams still going. So I think it's more about making sure that we have like a really good, massive, well-developed club now, as opposed to previously when it was a team. Because for all the brilliant players we had back then, and you know, some of them were absolutely phenomenal, it still was just a team in isolation. And so there wasn't that new blood every year. There wasn't that constant pipeline underneath. And our average squad this year, I think, is age 22. So we're really young. And I think 2/3 of them came from either our youth setup or a university source. So obviously there's a lot of guys coming in for Stirling. They've been just an amazing addition in terms of like how they prepare and all that sort of stuff. So I think we're going the right way, but it's about continuing to do that. And I think that's really a lot of the focus now, is focusing on the club as a whole and the pipeline and bringing everything in and making it that being the process, not just, you know, having the best players and hammering people.
Yeah. No, it's good as well. I know that because I see our guy. I follow Mark. Is it Mark Stewart? I think he's called on Instagram.
Yeah,
he works. You see him. Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And then there's another guy he's had big transformation. I think he's number 65. He played centre.
Big here.
Yeah, and he was just a lump, weren't he, previously? And he'll be fine with saying that. I talked to him quite a lot.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy. He also, I'm not sure that he'd be all that delighted that you're referring to him as a centre. He's, as far as I understand it, he'd rather not play as centre, but he's doing it. He's doing it because he's a good fit there right now. Yeah, he has been.
But I mean, he's had a big transformation. He's worked hard as well. So obviously, it's just spreading throughout the team, and that ethos probably come from the Stirling boys to work hard and you get results.
Yeah, and in some cases, definitely. I mean, some cases are like youth and junior guys. It's just they sort of pick it up, and I think realistically, we can talk about coaching all night, but I think the realistic fact is that like players will make what they will of themselves. Like it's not. I would love to like take credit for everything, but you know, I come back after COVID and I look at some of the guys and I'm like, man, you have been working. Like nothing to do with me. They're just better than they were, and we've got like there's a bunch of receivers stand out as having done that. Like I honestly, like I just feel like a lot of guys go away and it's sort of self-driven, and that's quite an exciting thing because they learn and they grow and they get up to that point, and then they want to go to places like GB, or they want to go to, you know, all over the shop to like try and improve their wares. And as a coach, when you see them do that, and then the next guy comes up and he watches and he's like, oh, I want to do that, and then they do it, and it's suddenly like we were kind of. Yeah, and we joke about like having crazy depth. You can never have too much depth. You look at you know, the Tamworth the year they won, and the Blitz and the Warriors, and like really any side that's been at a top level, and you look at them in the Britball sideline, and you're like, man, that squad goes all 100 yards if it wants to. It's just heaps of them, and they're all unbelievable athletes, and you're like, well, that's what you need. If you've got to want to win, that's what you need.
It's one of those things as well. I know, again, from a Titans perspective, it's something me and a couple of the guys focused on in the last off season, which was let's work on getting 6 out of 10 guys. Let's work on getting 7 out of 10 guys. And what we mean by that is guys who can come in, and when you starters go out, they ain't a drop off, and it just builds that culture, and they push and gives competition. It's just about building the squad out. But I've got a question for you when we're talking about squads and what you look for. More probably the last one. Obviously, it's getting late. GB wise, obviously you're going to want to bring in your own stamp on things. I won't push you too much in terms of playbooks and stuff like that yet, because I'm assuming you're probably a bit early on that. I know my limits. But what type of player are you kind of looking for? In terms of what type of person are you looking for GB? If people are watching, what can they expect if they want to contact you and that kind of thing?
High effort. It's got to be high effort. Everything else, like we can work around whatever else people want to be. If offensive line, if you're undersized but you're getting insanely high effort, then you're probably going to be as good as someone that is full size. It's a strange way to define alignment.
There's still hope for me.
Yeah, if you're not as quick as you need to be, but you've got ultra high effort, then maybe you make plays just because you continue hustling when other people don't. Like, it's effort is that thing that you can't coach, you can't fix, you can't train. There's nothing you can do about effort. You can improve just about everything else via various means. So my opinion is always, can you get past this side up? If you've ever seen me throw, you would know that I have to be able to get past the sidearm, because it comes from the hip. But yeah, it's got to be just fanatical effort at all times, and willing to be a good teammate. And I think everything else therein, obviously, you have to be good. You're not going to be in a national program if you're not a capable player. But
just some kids in crew like, I worked really hard.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, so if you are working really hard, you'll improve. Like, but if people don't, if the effort level isn't insanely high, then there's other people where it will be, and the long game always lands with them. So
no, absolute pleasure to have you on, Jamie.
Unless you're ex-NFL, in which case we'll just take you.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I'll be there. You know, I'm going to tell you about the NFL days. Sorry, I'll call you Jamie from now on. Obviously, when we're on the show, J-Moss was just a friend.
Do you know? I saw that and I did. I thought to myself, I was like, should I change that? Like, because it always asks, but I was like, nah, I'll just leave it be. It took my name obviously from signing in before, but yeah, I was signing in as J-Moss in future. I'll remember to do that.
There we go.
There we go. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on, Jamie. And we'll catch up very soon. Probably maybe do something a little bit more in depth for GB. But congratulations on that. And great start of the season with VKP. And you're always welcome on the show. You know that.
Yeah, awesome. Always welcome to be on. And I'll see you guys again soon, no doubt.
Yeah, one of us will be up.
There's other games to go that I'm sure you'll be all keen for my opinion on.
One of us is going to be coming up soon dressed as a pirate.
Yeah. That's right. Well, I mean, we'll I'll be keen to see that, so I'll make sure I'm about in the sideline.
Yes.
Is anyone adverse to, if you're going to do it, I'm going to come as a female pirate if I'm coming. Just is there female pirates? You may as well commit, aren't you?
I don't think you have to assume your own pirate's gender. I think you can
there we go.
Just be MX pirate.
And on that bombshell, thank you very much for joining us. See you
later. Enjoy, guys.
Bye. We are strapped for time. Shall we quickly knock out these power rankings?
Let's go with the power rankings. Let's go really quick because I am starving. I want to see if I can keep food down.
Why?
Good headache, Matt.
Headache. Headache. Right, okay. Let's go. Changes from the top. Warriors stay.
Yeah.
Tamworth put on a fairly impressive result against Revs, so they can secure that. However, I will make one comment.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not being biased, but I'm just making a comment for your observation.
Mm-hmm.
Leicester have a defence. Tamworth scored 10 on them. The Titans scored 59 on them.
Tamworth scored 10 on them when they had the Americans playing.
Who only play offence.
I'm sure they would have been playing defence as well.
No, they weren't. Just as a side point. Just an observation. I'm
keeping them there, and Titans are staying where they are.
For me, I think they go above Blitz. I think they handled Leicester, who was all classed as a very good team. They go above Blitz for me. I think they take place out 3.
Nah, I don't. I think we'll go back below Blitz. If I'm honest.
Sis has prick. Rock, paper, scissors. So what we're doing, just so we get it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then show.
Okay.
Rock,
Paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. Scissors, shoot.
There we go. I'll win.
I
Unlucky.
think you're entitled to your own opinion. Exiles did score points on the Warriors, but the Apache are dominating teams. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the standard of teams though is completely different, so I'm going to keep the Exiles where they are as well.
Fair play. Giants versus Thrashers. I think Thrashers, for me, they beat a Prem team convincingly. That's something that Sheffield can't say this year. They go above them for that reason.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
And for the same logic, I would go the same with EKP. Just saying.
What, you think EKP move up above
Sheffield and Merseyside.
I don't. I think you can move them above Merseyside so far.
But can you understand my logic?
Yeah, I can. But I think they've had a very convincing win against Goliath, who are another Div 1 team. And then they've beat a Prem team. And I think 9
But
at
we
the
can't
minute.
say that for the Giants, though.
No, you can't. But
After speaking to you, I'm high on EKP. I believe in what they're doing.
I'm high on EKP as well. But I think that there's fine for now. For how it is so far, that's what I'm happy with.
Okay. And we'll take into the fact that Sheffield keep rotating deep and stuff. So I'll allow that then for that reason. Merseyside, again, I'm really not sold on this Merseyside team because of what's been happening previously. And then again with Chester this week. Like, if we're talking a close game, what my point is, how can they be 18?
Well, that's what we'll get to that in a minute, though, won't we?
Yeah, well, yeah, but Chester could climb, but I can't see them climbing that much where these two are very close teams. So for me,
I would move. Yeah, so I would move Vikings up above Merseyside, and
that's not because the Vikings have done anything good. I just think Merseyside have really struggled there.
And I think you move Leicester above them also.
Fair point. Yeah.
And then if you go back up as well, obviously you've played Leicester this week.
Yeah.
Were they better than the Vikings?
They had a better offense, but a really poor scheme on defense. If they would have had a better scheme on defense, the score wouldn't have been as big. They just came out 0 high, so we went up like 35-2. It was game over. So it's difficult to judge. I don't know what they saw, and the scheme was just awful.
So what was your score
Talent-wise, Leicester have more talent than Northumberland.
So what was the score when Leicester when you played Vikings? Sorry, in your scrimmage,
like 40 something 10-ish. Very similar score to that of the Merseyside game.
Right. So what was your score when you played?
59-30.
So you scored more, but they scored on you more.
Yeah, and again, that would have been a closer game if they would have just adjusted quicker. They just didn't adjust. I don't know why. I think Leicester have the most talent out of those three teams on paper.
Right. So then I think you move Leicester up.
Yeah, I'd love to see that game.
Yeah, so would I. I'd like to see the one underneath it as well.
Then.
Yeah.
And then the Wolves are here again. They've just lost that game, haven't they? So that's what keeping them there.
Yeah.
The Wolves creep up above these long term.
Are we too high on Shropshire after the Tamworth game?
Now we are, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I think we're too high on Sandwell.
I think so as well. I think for me they're starting to really tumble.
Yeah, and I'd like to see the O's move up as well.
Yeah, they competed, didn't they, against Oldham?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just seeing there. There's no one here really. Wembley, no.
No, but I mean, you can put Rushmore in there, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I put Rushmore as the bonus, if I'm honest.
I think Rushmore would probably beat Sandwell at this moment, though.
Do you think? Because Rushmore lost the other day.
No, Rushmore didn't play, did they? Because someone cancelled it.
Was that right? Or was it the week before that they lost? Samuel have got to go right down. They've gone down. Yeah, like go back up again so we can look again.
Don't forget, Rob. We do owe Robbie a hat. We've not forgot.
Yeah, we all Robbie a hat. Yeah, that's on its way.
This is interesting.
That's the one. I'm stuck on that.
Look, like we said, I can excuse Shropshire because it's the first big game against a big team.
Yeah, Rushmore got beat by Bobcats. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, Bobcats are there.
Yeah, I know. Is that not Cambridgeshire Cats?
Oh, is it?
Bobcats are the B.
They're Hornets.
No, the fucking B, the letter B.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I think you do that. I'm sure we have to claim they beat all teams in their decision more than the Giants so far. But they didn't beat the Giants, so I know the game didn't finish. But the Giants were up at that point, weren't they?
I don't disagree. Like, could the Rams beat the Caesars? Arguably. And based on a know who plays
the Caesars give you a good game though when you played them.
And the Rams always have in previous. So this isn't a slight on the Caesars. Again, I think that Caesars score, no disrespect to the Caesars, would have been similar to the Leicester score had it not been raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11-15 is tight as far as I'm concerned. 11-17 is tight if I'm completely honest.
Yeah. There's a gap there. Yeah, I agree. I think there's a top 10 for a reason. And I think they beat all these teams below. I don't know. These are the only ones I'm unsure about. That the Wolves. We can't
the main ones that I can't tell is between 9, 10, 11. Right? I can't tell them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I can't tell between 12 and 17.
I can tell you 10's better than 11. I'm pretty confident of that.
Right. So if you can tell us 10's better than 11. But last season, I know the Vikings have improved. And the last season out, they beat AKP. But I know we're not going off last season's because we're going about right now.
We'll never get a full measure of EKP and how good that result was against Edinburgh because they won't play anyone else.
No, but they've got to play Edinburgh again, though.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Edinburgh. Yeah, we're going to see Edinburgh.
I'd like to see maybe a cross-division game. The only way that's going to, that's not a long trip. If we did
no, it's not
an EKP to them, I would like to see that. And I know Northumbria are really keen to play a lot of teams, so should have got J-Moss to arrange that. But they're just starting their season out right now.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. And it's just tough here. It's just a really tough.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can be overly annoyed.
I think for now, I'd kind of I think I'd still Cat, fuck off. I think I'd still the Caesars above the Rams at the minute. I'm going to kick that cat in a minute.
I'm going to kick it right in the puss there.
Oh, is that what we're fuck? Oh, I didn't finish the word. I just said foot. Still a tenner.
Wait.
Gonna go 11, isn't it?
Because it was half a word.
10, 15. I kind of want Nottingham above the Rams still. I'd like them to play. I really would like them to play. And I think we're low still on Chester. Yeah. I know Chester haven't had results, but I think the O's as well. We're low on the O's as well.
This is what I can't cope with, this gap.
Yeah, and I think I can't cope with the O's either being that low.
Because they were close against them.
Robbie's back in the Rams against Nottingham. Who would you have in that one?
What?
Nottingham versus Rams. Who would you back in that game?
I probably back the Rams just.
Right, we'll just keep it like that. But the O's for me, they're low. They're really low.
Should we give them the respect of being a Prem team and slide everyone else down? And just say you're a Prem team, so you can stay with your Prem friends apart from these 3 who we believe of.
I mean,
Where
we got Solent? Solent have 7.
They just beat them. That's the thing.
What was the score in that game again? It was just
24-18, but apparently he scored late on as well. So
if that's 24-18 and we've got Solent that high, surely we've got to move the O's up. We had them low because of games not being played.
Yeah.
I think the O's have got to move up higher.
Maybe we're too high on them, though.
We could be, to be fair. But I don't think we are. I think the O's go above Wolves and Merseyside.
Okay.
And that's what I would have. That's a one I'm not.
It's hard because it's down south. Like, you just know the O's are going to be full of athletes who will just take time.
Of course they are.
If they're young,
quality coaches as well, man. Like,
if they're just young and they're learning the game, which I'm hearing a lot about, like, it just means that it'll just take time, so the O's will grow. Whereas it's always that kind of way, and then next year they'll all go to the Blitz. But that's just what happens, isn't it?
From what we're hearing, they'll all go to Kent.
Yeah, Kent. Yeah. Yeah, let's leave. I'm happy with that. So always make a rise because you competed with these guys who we're pretty high on because they're just demolishing everyone this year. I'm all right here. This is still a bit of a. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that, with the justification.
So we're there, right? Let's just look at it at this point of view, right? So for now, if you had a Prem, how many teams do you normally have in the Prem?
6, 12. 6
so 6 south, 6 north. So where's your 6 southern teams there? So you've got. No, keep them where they are.
No, I'm just going to do them here. So you've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6.
6. And where were O's placed? What number? They were
12.
They were from 12. So the rest of them would be your Northern Prem, really.
Is what we're saying. So
Vikings. So if it ended today, so Falcons, Vikings, EKP, Sheffield, Manchester, Tamworth.
Yeah.
That doesn't look out of place for me.
No?
I don't think that looks out of place. But obviously you're missing the likes of Merseyside, Edinburgh Wolves.
Yeah, Merseyside would probably have something to say about that.
Yeah, I think they would. But who they're swapping with? I mean, it's close with them. With the nearest northern team there to them is Vikings, obviously, and Leicester.
Yeah. Go and play them. Leicester are up for playing people. Northumberland are up for playing for people. Like, Merseyside, get a fixture in. Just for no other reason to help our power rankings. Yeah,
I mean, I'm just thinking, if you go to a 7-team north, 7-team south, the next one in the south is...
But maybe it's because I think our knowledge on the south is what causes this.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I mean, I think Sandwell are more than prepared to say, like, this year they're having to rebuild massively, so that's why they're there. And they should be a Prem team. They're really low for a Prem team in this at the minute, but their results are showing they should be there.
It's because we never see, like, we see the Olympian, we see the Warriors beat on the top Prem teams in the north, and then we see the Blitz compete. It's always close with someone. So we see that number one. And then we see the drop-off, and then this is the collection. And the Exiles have made the jump this year, but we'll never see this game. Do you know what I mean? We never see the Titans versus the Exiles. So
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see it.
I think what I'd also like to say, Robbie's coming in the comments there, by the way. I don't know if you can see if you've got your screens. Yeah. So he's saying, obviously, the season's over soon, line. Northeast is too involved with uni ball for it to continue post mid-September. And I completely agree. It is. That's why we've crammed our youth and junior fixtures in and things as well. Like, but it's one of the Robbie, we're working on it. Next week, right?
Right. For anyone watching now, if you want to see us do a powerless rankings, comment now, and we will do one, and we'll cop the flack for it. But we'll do a powerless rankings.
Just top with bottom 10 teams will do.
Bottom 10 teams.
But for me, I want to see. I think for Northumberland now, there's no point them playing any more of these division games, right? And I realistically think anyone in those divisions wouldn't be arsed anyways if Northumberland went, listen, we've got a better opponent that we can go play.
No.
Would you mind arranging another game against another opponent instead? I think that would be fine. If I'm completely honest, I think they can work it out.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the season's pretty much done and over now, isn't it? Really?
Realistically,
in terms of seeing these cross-divisional games. I mean, there was talk of bowl games and stuff, but realistically, I think we talked pre-show.
Yeah.
What games do we want to see? Look, none of these teams are going to play each other. Top 6 teams, none of them are going to play each other. Obviously, these will play each other because of the league, and these will play. The South teams will play the South, but none of this cross. So
I'd like to see Tamworth versus Exiles or Warriors. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that won't happen.
I'd like to see Tamworth play against Titans.
Won't happen.
I know,
but let's be realistic, Glenn, and like we said before, there's too much for Tamworth to lose in that game. Manchester have nothing to lose. Tamworth have everything to lose. What sense does it make other than flexing that you're better than them? Yeah,
and I get that. But I'd also like to see Manchester play Exiles. I'd like to see Manchester play either Bristol or fucking Solent. I wouldn't mind seeing.
I think if it was right and any of these were willing to travel, Manchester would happily make it happen. I can honestly say that. We'll give them a bye week to play any of them.
I'm sure some of the lower teams that you're meant to be playing wouldn't mind just pulling out of a game to play them either. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Giants Falcons would be interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Vikings Giants. I'd like to see EKP Vikings. I'd like to see Falcons.
Any of them top 7 playing then. I know the Giants and Manchester game nearly happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it will now. I'll be honest with you. I'd love to see it, but I think out of those top 8, none of them play each other. And then from 8 to 14, I just can't see any of them wanting to play each other.
No.
That's the problem. But there's almost like there's no one to prove that point, if that makes sense. No one wants to prove the point that we can beat these other teams.
I'm not surprised Robbie's knackered, by the way. He's held referee all my youth tournaments as well as playing for his own team. So thanks very much, Robbie, for that, by the way.
That's why you're getting a bucket hat, though. You win MVP. I think...
Go down to the bottom for a sec. I'd like to see this game as well. Keep going down. And I don't think this is a game that is too bad. I'd like to see Chester versus Shropshire or Rams.
See, I would love to see this because I know some of their old coaching staff, the Rams, are now in Chester. So I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that game. Yeah. Really wouldn't mind seeing that game.
And this is the only thing that could mix it up if the Rams go and put on a show and absolutely run Sheffield close or beat them.
Yeah.
They would need to step up for me.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get us wrong, I don't even think Sheffield have to beat them by much, to be honest. I don't think Sheffield have to beat them by much because we know the way that Sheffield's playing. They are repping guys in and they've got 2 quality quarterbacks there, and I think depending on how they're doing things, if the score's close, but Sheffield have got different scorers across the board playing, then I think we'll understand where Sheffield are and they have rep guys in. But I mean,
no, I think the only thing I would like to see is if when Sheffield play the Rams this year, the next game Sheffield just don't rep guys. Let's see what you like for 4.
I'll tell you what, right? Can I just say my 2 most improved teams so far this year coming in, by the way, like at the minute, as of right now, are Chester and Nottingham.
Yeah.
Like rating them. Really rating them.
Surprises of the year.
Yeah.
We'll do an end of season awards, and they might be allowed.
Yes.
Them two will be up for surprise team of the year.
Yeah, and what we'll do is we'll spray paint a bucket hat and attach it to a wooden plaque, and that'll be the trophy. Bucket hats for everyone.
Bucket hats for everyone.
Nah, but I think we call it a day there. I think that's what we're sticking with.
Right. And on that note, I think that's everything. I'm knackered. My back's killing from carrying you.
My eyes are killing looking at this screen, so I'm going.
And then maybe next week we'll do a powerless rankings of some sort. Who knows? Depends on the time. Right, guys.
If you are interested in doing a youth and junior show as well with us, get in touch. I will get back in touch with everyone. And if we've got enough interest, we might do that tomorrow.
And a women's show. A women's
show, yes.
Women's show as well,
and the flag show is starting soon, and we're doing fucking everything. Everything.
We've got an NFL show as well. So more Britballing, but you guys are always here on a Monday. Britballing bucket hats. Been a pleasure. I look swagged out right now.
You're pretty good, mate.
I've got to go. I'm training in the morning.